But one of the things that I found with creating my online course is knowing where to start. There's so much information out there. There's so many different tools that you can use. So what I'm going to share in this video are 7 of my favorite tools, resources, and apps that I use to run my online courses. Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about the tools and resources that I use to set up online courses. Now, the thing for you to know is that my business isn't just about online courses. We're all about helping people to discover and buy from amazing brands by Black women and women of color. We do that in the physical space through our pop-up retail concepts. We do that online through our website. We ship all over the world. I've partnered with some amazing organizations like WOW and Somerset House and Coco de Mer. So the online course isn't really the core of the business. It's one thing that we do alongside the core things that we do for the business. So I'm going to rewind to the start of 2020 when I knew that I had this idea to create an online course. As someone who used to be a family law barrister, so I didn't know anything about retail, and I had gotten to myself to a point where I've had a number of retail pop-up concept stores. There's so much knowledge that I've accumulated over the years. And one of the things that I noticed was that there wasn't a comprehensive resource that someone could go to if they wanted to create and launch their pop-up concept store. And so I decided to create the thing that I wish that I had when I was at the beginning of my journey. In fact, in 2020, we created not one, but 2 online courses. And I'm going to touch on that in a bit. But one of the things that I found with creating my online course is knowing where to start. There's so much information out there. There's so many different tools that you can use. So what I'm going to share in this video are 7 of my favorite tools, resources, and apps that I use to run my online courses. The first thing to think about is where it's going to be hosted. For me, my online courses are hosted on Thinkific, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about why. But the main criteria for me was that I needed a platform that looked visually interesting. I needed a platform that was not too expensive, that could accommodate all of the different things that I needed: video, text, checklists, presentations, and many more. But also I needed a tool that would play nicely with all of the other tools that I was using, like my email marketing, software, and Shopify, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. So my shortlist was Thinkific, MemberVault, Teachable, and Podia. Choosing platforms is a very personal thing. It comes down to your preferences, your budget, what you think you're going to get on with, and how you feel when you play around on the website or platform. I ruled out Teachable and Podia mainly because of cost. I didn't want to commit to a $119 monthly cost on Teachable. Interestingly, they now have a $39 monthly price plan, which I'm pretty sure wasn't there when I was looking. With Podia, I just didn't feel like it was a good fit for me personally, so I ruled it out altogether. I think I wanted a platform that I felt would do a lot more. So the final 2 options I was left with were Thinkific and MemberVault. One thing I did, which I found quite useful, was to join the respective Facebook groups for Thinkific and MemberVault. I also watched a couple of YouTube videos just to get an idea of the interface. MemberVault had some advantages. It was free until you'd sold a certain number of courses, which was quite appealing. However, I just much preferred the look and feel of Thinkific. The Facebook group was really helpful, but the one thing that I noticed was that Thinkific's customer service was just not as great as it could have been. Presumably, they were struggling because of the increased workload due to COVID. I'd say despite that, and with all of the help that was available in the Facebook group, I felt that it was the best option for me, and I've been very happy with it so far, as I've been able to build both of my courses in it. The one thing to note is that yes, they do have a free trial option, but actually I don't think that you go very far with that, because if you're launching an online course, it's so important to have an option to offer discounts and coupons, particularly if you're trying to pre-sale your course before a launch. So I ended up with the cheapest version of Thinkific, which I'm happy with. So at the time that I'm filming this, Thinkific have the option for a monthly subscription for $49, which is the one that I'm using at the moment. You can also go for the pro version, which is $99. In the description box below, I've put a link to Thinkific. I should say that it's an affiliate link, so do take a look if this is something that you're thinking of doing. You wouldn't expect to hear Shopify coming up in a video about tech tools for online courses, but I thought it was worth mentioning this here. So like I said, The core of my business is an e-commerce store. We use Shopify. I absolutely love it. I've actually put a link in the description box below if you want to check it out or if you're thinking about starting a business. I discovered that Thinkific, which is a platform I was just talking about a minute ago, integrates with Shopify, which for me was just a complete win. It was a no-brainer. All of a sudden, it meant that I could easily advertise my online course on our e-commerce store. If someone buys the course through the Shopify website, it integrates directly with Thinkific, which is just amazing. Plus, on top of that, because Shopify integrates with Instagram, it means that it's much, much easier for me to promote my online courses on Instagram, in stories, or in the shop, because it's a product within the shop. So for me, that was an added perk of using Thinkific and the fact that it integrated with Shopify. If you're thinking about an online course, you're going to have to market it and sell it. And email has a big role to play in this. Now you have your usual e-marketing tools. So for example, at the time I was using MailChimp. But one of the things about promoting online courses is that you're going to need some kind of funnel. Now, what do I mean by this? This is simply a mechanism through which people who know nothing about your business go through a journey where they get to know you and to have a proper understanding of what you do so that they can make that decision about whether they're going to go ahead and do your course or not. So let me give you an example. It's a bit like when a new film comes out in the cinema. So the top of the funnel is when you see the trailer for the movie. So you're seeing it for the first time and it piques your interest, or you see a poster when you're standing at the bus stop and you're like, I think I want to check that film out. And then what happens is a friend might send you a text on WhatsApp saying, hey, have you heard about this film? Do you want to check it out? Or you might read a review in the newspaper that tells you a little bit more about the film. That's the middle of the funnel. And then the bottom of the funnel is that final action that makes you bite the bullet. It might be that your local cinema sends you an email to say, guess what? We have this film and it's showing in our cinema. Obviously not now because we're all at home due to lockdown, but eventually when the world opens up, this is something that we're going to be able to do. But what I've covered in a very simple way is the funnel process. And that's the same sort of thing that you're going to need for your online course, particularly if you're selling it to people who have never come across you or what you do, and they'll be discovering you for the first time. So in order to create that funnel, you need to find an online tool or resource that helps you to do that. So in the end, I had a short list of two, which was GetResponse and ClickFunnels. I decided to go with GetResponse in the end. Through a series of automated emails, you want to take them through the journey to get to know you. So you might put up an ad on Facebook, which they then sign up to get an ebook or something that will tell them a bit more about the topic of your online course. And then you'll send them a series of automated emails, say 4 or 5, spread out over a period of time, which gives them the information that they need to make the decision about whether they're going to take your course or not. Now, with ClickFunnels, the monthly subscription for that was £99. I knew that because my course was quite niche and because it wasn't really the core function of my business, I didn't want to invest in that amount right at the beginning. I wanted to go for something that would keep the costs down. And when I played around with GetResponse, I found that it definitely was something that I could get my head around. It also helped that it was about £15 a month, which helped to keep my budget down. I actually ended up using this for another one of my flows in the business, and I found it to be quite a good tool across the board. So the next part of the puzzle for me was figuring out video. I knew that I wanted as high a production quality as I could manage, but also video is such a great way of engaging people and getting information across. When I did a bit of research, it really came down to a couple of options. One was using unlisted YouTube videos as an option. The other was to use Vimeo. And in the end, I decided to go with Vimeo because with YouTube, if anyone has a link to that unlisted video, they'll be able to access it. Whereas with Vimeo, I felt that it was a lot more tighter on that side of things. It's a really good option for video. I pay about £10 a month for the monthly subscription, and that gives me the capacity that I need to upload videos. At this point, I'll give a shout out to Annie Rideout of the Robora. When I had the idea to do an online course, I decided to do an online course about online courses. I know, very meta. I knew it would save me a huge amount of time and give me the roadmap to get me started. And that's where I think I worked out the difference between Vimeo and YouTube. The Robora recently did an amazing blog about all the different platforms that you could look into when deciding to host your online course. So I'm going to paste that link in the description box below. If you're finding the information in this video useful and you're enjoying it, there's more where that came from. Subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified every time a new video comes out. So the next tool I'm going to talk about is one that I use across my business, not just for my online courses, and that's Canva. I found it so useful for creating the visuals and the images that I used in my online course. I worked with my brand designer to make sure that that was all done according to the look and feel of my brand. I find that if you're going to be advertising on social media, which you will have to do if you have an online course and you need to market it, Canva is very good for creating those templates and for creating the visuals. I have a paid subscription to Canva. I think I pay about £21 a month. It varies based on the number of members that you have within your business. The main reason actually why I pay for Canva is because they now have this feature that you can use for cut out images. That's not strictly speaking something related to online courses, but because I find it so useful for my business anyway, I'm quite happy to pay for the subscription because I can also use it for my online courses as well. So again, I've put a link to Canva in the description box below if you want to just take a look and find out more about it. One of the goals I had with my online courses was accessibility. I wanted to make sure that my courses were as accessible to as many people as possible. The other thing I recognized is that a lot of people actually watch video with the sound down for various reasons. It might be mothers with young babies, and I just wanted to make sure that people could access the videos in whatever shape or form worked best for them. I needed to find a way to have subtitles or captions on our online courses. The easiest tool that I have found is a website called rev.com. So it's actually a really easy process. You have to register on the website. You upload the videos and send it to them, and then they send it back to you with the subtitles. You can either get the subtitles burned into the video, or you can add the subtitles yourself to the video once that is done. My lovely videographer Funsho is the one who deals with all of that, and she does an amazing job of it. In general, rev.com are quite good. I mean, considering that I have an accent, we find that they get most of the information right. It is a cost, so you're going to have to pay for it, but as far as I'm concerned, it's a really good investment. My course on strategic PR has been licensed to Alan's Academy in the US. If you don't know who Alan Hamilton is, she's an amazing venture capitalist and the founder of Backstage Capital. So having a course that's ready to go, that is accessible, means that you're in a much stronger position if you're going to work with corporates or if you're going to work with other people who might want to license your course. But obviously, fundamentally, it just means a lot more people can access your course, which is a really fantastic thing to do. Finally, the other tool that I found quite useful is one called Shopify. This is strictly speaking not an online course tool, but obviously publicizing your online course is a big part of enabling it to be successful. Instagram is our main channel on Janet's List, and so I needed a decent link in bio that I could use to link all of the different things that we have going on in the business, and online courses is part of that. Shopify for me was a great option. I'm really happy with it. I pay about £6 a month for this, and it just does exactly what I needed to do. Plus, it gives you some insights and it gives you analytics on the back end. So very happy with Shopify as a tool. So that brings us to the end of this part of the video where I've shared my 7 favorite tools, apps, and resources that I've used to run my online courses. If you're new to this channel, this isn't the end of the video. In every video in this channel, I will take a moment to put the spotlight on an amazing brand owned by a Black woman or woman of color from the UK, which of course is what we do at Janet's List. In this video, I'm wearing a fantastic pair of earrings, if I say so myself. These are the single drop earrings on Janet's List, made by an amazing brand called LB Beads. The founder, Lolonyo, is an incredibly creative woman. I absolutely love the series of earrings that she did for our pop-up in Amsterdam, and I told her to make a pair that had just a single drop. They're really versatile. They work from day to night. So if you're going shopping, oh God, I can't wait for life to get back to normal again. Or if you need a nice pair of earrings to wear to work or to hop on a Zoom call, they're really great for that. There are also variations of this style, such as the pyramid earrings as well as the bubble earrings, and I'm going to put the links to all of that in the description box below. Well, that's it from me today. If you enjoyed this video, we have another video on how to be productive when your motivation is in overdraft, which feels very apt for the times that we're in. So I'm going to put the link to that in the description box below, and I will see you in that video.